for the last topic of the day, I'm going to be talking about Ezekiel Elliott and his contract. And it's rumored that Ezekiel Elliott will perform a holdout if he does not get a new contract. And by a new contract, I think we all know what he means. He gets the bag. Whether or not he gets the bag. And now I could talk about Ben Simmons getting his max extension. I could talk about that, but I've talked a lot of basketball for the past few months, past few days, past few weeks. So it's time for me to hop back onto the football, and what better way to talk about it than Ezekiel Elliott and finish it off with Ezekiel Elliott. Or start it off with Baker Mayfield and finish it off with Ezekiel Elliott. That's what I meant to say. So we gotta look at the pros and cons of giving Ezekiel Elliott a new contract. Big money. The pro is, he's a great running back, 23 years old, and he covers a lot of Dak's mistakes. He allows Dak to dink and dunk, or dink and Dak for a while, with screens or little flats or something like that. What are the cons of giving him his contract? Well, you have annual trouble off season. You have some sort of problem with the law every single off season with Ezekiel Elliott. This year it was with Las Vegas. Previous year it was him pulling down a girl's shirt. Immaturity. Come on, guy. I mean, like, you know better than pulling down a woman's shirt. You know better than, getting into a fight. You know better than that. You should know better than that. And ultimately, youth, especially with running backs, don't last forever. They get injured eventually. And pretty badly. Todd Gurley. We don't know. He's pretty young. We don't know what's going on with him. Maybe it's some premature arthritis. Maybe it's something like that. David Johnson was out for a whole year. He's going to be great, but he's getting up there. David Johnson's 27 years old. Zeke is 23 years old. But David Johnson already had a couple of injuries that completely ruined some of his seasons. Melvin Gordon, who was so close to getting to 1,000 yards, I think, a couple seasons ago. And he got injured right beforehand. But it all comes down to what would the Cowboys do. But I'm going to first give my opinion. What would I do if I were given the choice on giving him a new contract or not? Personally, you look at all good teams, they all have a good culture. You look at the Patriots. Yes, Gronk has his moments of partying, but he never gets in trouble with the law. Never. And as soon as something like that happens, like Josh Gordon, gone. Patriots dump him. So I think that's what the Cowboys should do. They gotta dump Ezekiel Elliott. They gotta build that culture. You don't want to have these problems with the law. You in football, you want to be more quiet during the off season. You typically want to be quiet as a team. As a team, you want to be quiet. And obviously, you don't want problems with the law in the future. You don't want that immaturity on your team. Dak is already mature. He is mature, but you don't want that immaturity of Ezekiel Elliott. As great as he is of a running back, you don't want that on your team. And then also, in the future, he's probably going to get injured. The wear and tear on running backs is insane. And maybe you don't have to pay Dak as much because now he doesn't have his mistakes all covered up. And, believe it or not, running backs are, I wouldn't say easy to find in the NFL draft, but it seems like a lot are popping up, a lot of good ones. And also, you don't really need a running back to really get to where you need to be. You look at some of the greatest running backs in NFL history, LaDainian Tomlinson, Barry Sanders, they couldn't get on their own. LT, as great as he was, couldn't win on his own. Barry Sanders, as great as he was, couldn't win on his own. You look at modern day NFL. It's really easy to replace these running backs. Le'Veon Bell, James Conner. You got DeMarco Murray with the Cowboys originally, and now you got, Zeke. You had AP, Adrian Peterson with the Vikings. Latavius Murray then. You got all these different players all these different running backs that, as great as they are, they can be replaced. It probably won't be to the same level, It definitely won't be at the same level. Le'Veon Bell is far better than James Conner, but James Conner can do some of the things that Le'Veon Bell can do and get to that close to that production level. So personally, I would not give Ezekiel Elliott that contract. I would trade him. Make him some other team's problem. He's some other team's problem if I trade him. But now what will the Cowboys do in real life? They'll probably give him a contract. They probably will. And they'll probably pay Dak Prescott too. And it's all because they're in that we gotta win now mode. We gotta win now, guys. We need a great team. We need a great everything. We gotta stack the roster. But guess what? It's gonna work for maybe one season, and then as soon as someone gets injured, boom, it's done. It's done. So I think the Cowboys are gonna give him that contract. And I'm okay with that, but I just think that there's going to be some problems that they face yearly with the law, with him being immature, and I think that as soon as he gets mature, it's going to be too late. He's going to be immature, and then all of a sudden he's going to be mature, and then he's going to get injured, and it's going to be far too late for him to actually get that contract. If he was mature, didn't have these problems with the law, it's super easy for me to say, boom, here's a new contract. Melvin Gordon. No problems with the law. Great running back. Still a bit young. Has Philip Rivers right there. You want to win now. Boom, give him that contract. Give him it. No questions asked. Give him that contract. But Ezekiel Elliott, problems with the law, immature. Still a good young running back. But are they really close to winning now? Not really. So I would say, don't give him the contract. But the Cowboys probably will. Thank you for listening to the G-Truth and One Only Good Truth with your host, myself, Giovanni Canales. Be sure to like and subscribe if you're listening to this on YouTube, on my channel, Gio Canales. You can look it up on YouTube. And also be sure to subscribe or follow this podcast on your favorite podcasting app. And be sure to stay tuned and return whenever I upload another podcast. It's going to be probably weekly. But be sure to stay tuned in. And thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. Peace out.